Alright, so I hope some of our viewers are back at the broadcast. I'm terribly sorry, but I did something wrong with it, and it ended it.
That's alright. It's okay. Right, okay, so we are on the formation lap, I believe, not too far away from lining up on the grid. And I've just seen that Coloniax has left the session, unfortunately. There's some information as well that Drew appears to have had a 5-place grid drop from qualifying, which would either be for a collision or for crossing the pit lane exit white line. However, let's have a quick look, a bit of information about those outside the top 10. Danny Railton first outside top 10, and he's on soft tyres, usually on soft tyres. Lord JB's going for the mediums, Ardington on softs, Box on softs, and Drew has also put the medium tyre on. So a few drivers looking at going long, but Bleeding Sunrise, over to yourself for the start of the race.
Oh yes, I'm now, unfortunately it's on the front wing of Curly Whirly. Let's see if I can go to another driver. Unfortunately we're at the back of the grid. I hope it switches around. Well, I'm on the front of the grid, but I'm watching it from the back, unfortunately. Alright, we're waiting for the lights to go.
Yeah, I think we're waiting for Coloniax to load, I think, which I've got a feeling it might not work for him. So at the moment we may be held until Coloniax possibly leaves again, unfortunately. Sertak, you was about to say something there.
Yeah, as Coloniax left the session and we rejoined, you may have some issues while starting the race. In terms of if you're starting manually, sometimes lights can, let you go a little bit later than other drivers. So you may need to look at it. And by the way, now we're gonna start the race slowly, and after the other drivers leaving and gaining speed, after that we're gonna retire, right?
When the race starts, yeah, we will move forward slowly, and then we'll retire if you retire after me. I'm just going to send Coloniax a quick message. Just been told that for Racing GP is sending Coloniax a quick message, so just bear with us a moment, folks, because unfortunately the situation is the point at where Coloniax disconnected and rejoined means that we're all on a black screen at the moment. Bleeding Sunrise isn't, because he left and rejoined to catch the start of the race. But Coloniax right now, it's trying to load him onto the track, and unfortunately it's not going to work. So from a Racing GP is going to drop him a quick message just asking him to leave, and he should be able to come back and take control of his car. But for all of the drivers it won't load through until Coloniax leaves, unfortunately, which could happen quite quickly. Quick mention as well about the ruling on disconnections.
Oh, he left. We're starting.
We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that soon. Okay.
Oh, we're starting. 4 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're going. I'm watching the back of the grid. Oh, now I'm switched to the front. There's a big attack from a Red Bull on the inside of a Mercedes. To Caribbean Cross is running a bit wide. He lost his second position and he's out in the threat from a Ferrari. He's now on the outside and he's going to. He manages to maintain his third position. And well, he's still driving his car. There's a Red Bull, although he's cutting the track. A few drivers cutting some corners, and I'm sure the race directors will take care of that one. At the front.
I did see as well, sorry, a Haas was facing the wrong direction at turn 1, which may have been no, it wasn't the OG Dragon, but the OG Dragon is out of the race, unfortunately. I'll find out what that was for.
Alright, so we're going on to the first time, we're going on to the long straight, and Caribbean Crush is on an attack to go to P2 at the moment. And yeah, he does make his move stick. He's still on. He's still in a fight. Yeah, he takes P2 like a gentleman. No, not contact for too much. So he is making sure he stays over there.
Okay, the OG Dragon was a terminal damage DNF, so it was a collision that has ended his race, unfortunately. And the horse I saw facing the wrong direction, I believe, may have been Gonk.
By the way, now are we able to retire right now? Or?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
you can retire. Yes, just to let you know, Bleeding Sunrise, Ardington is having a little bit of a battle with. Let's see, who's that he is fighting with? He's side by side with them through the final corner. And it's Lord JB. So, no, Ardington and Lord JB into the barrier. They were side by side for a few corners, but that's now ended in disaster and a long way to go to repair those front wings.
Oh yeah, I just switched on time to see that fight, and it was looking quite nasty. They were all over each other, and unfortunately it didn't end too well this time. So we're looking at our leader right now, Curly Whirly, who's looking quite comfortable on his super soft tires. Next we have Caribbean Crush, also opted for the fastest tires that we have available. Today it's the tires we have available are the fastest, the super soft, the soft and the medium compound tires to choose from. So as every race we have to choose 2 different types of dry tires to able to finish our race, and some do with a 1 stop and some do with 1 tire more.
Yeah, one of the key things for the viewers to be aware of and for us to keep an eye out for is that Toosmoose in 3rd place is on the soft compound tyre. It's a harder compound tyre than what Caribbean Crush and Curly Whirly are on. So if he can stay within a decent gap, say 8 seconds by the time they pit, he's in a good position. Woods V12 in 4th is on the super soft tyre, and I don't think Twist Royalty is close enough to attack him. No, he's not. I will give you some information of a battle if I find one at the moment.
Oh yes. So currently we are a bit. We're watching the front. We are on board with Tusmus at the moment. So I would like to take this moment and go over the question of the day again to be able to finish that one. So Christmas was illegal in the United States of America until some time in history, as it was referred to an ancient pagan holiday. At what year did it become legal?
Well, you see, I think that's a trick question, but Sertak, would you like to have a guess on that one?
Yeah, as I thought the previous question of the day and the other questions of the day, this seemed a little bit formal question, but I can't rely on my
I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. Tusmus is attacking Caribbean Crush at the moment. They are weaving. They are weaving on the straight, and he's got DRS open, and he makes the move stick, going on to P2. And with his soft tires, he's looking quite comfortable. He's looking in really good shape to extend his attack to Curly Whirly at the moment. He is not done yet with his attack because he's still not comfortable ahead from Caribbean Crush, who doesn't let his position taken away from him.
That is true. Keep an eye on those. Sorry, Sertak, hang on a second, Sertak. Yeah, keep an eye on those, Bleeding Sunrise. Just to let you know, Woods V12 is also coming under pressure from Twist Royalty in 4th place, and U.S.A. and Danny Railton in the Renaults are catching up quickly as well. So a few battles to keep an eye on.
Retired from the session. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think for Ardington, he lost his front wing in that battle with Lord JB. But Caribbean Crush is attacking Toosmoose, I believe, into Sector 1.
Oh yes, it's a fun battle to watch at the moment, and they're like 2 dogs fighting for a bone, and well, who is winning? One of the dogs or the bone in the end?
Yeah, it's on the battle of the race right now, as we see in the front row. Can we say that Caribbean Crush can have some trouble about this tire wear, as we know that he pushed hard in qualifying session?
Twist Royalty is about to make the move on Woods V12 with DRS. Side by side, they go.
He doesn't make...
Right. Sorry,
carry on, Sertak, carry on.
Carabin Crush tried to pass Tuzmus again in the end of turn 12, but he couldn't manage that. So yeah, go on, please.
Oh yeah, we are about. I think we are about to say the same thing. We're both hang up on this really extraordinary fight to the first pit stops, and well, I've seen some sliding from Tuzmus, so he is really pushing it on his tires. Well, he knows he kind of can because well, of course the other guys are on softer compound tires, so he's allowed to attack it a bit more, which is helping him in this fight at the moment.
Well, Sertak's right with what he was saying though, that Caribbean Crush will suffer with his tyres. He doesn't need to be stuck behind Tuzmus now, because Tuzmus is going to go longer, so Caribbean Crush needs to be pulling away from him, not being stuck behind him. So yeah, I mean, pit stops, we're probably looking for the super soft tyre, pitting anywhere around lap 6 to 9, and then we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen regarding the strategy.
Right. I think so.
In his favor, he should pit in this lap, or at most lap 6, because if he exceeds after lap 7, most probably he's going to struggle more than this.
Oh yes, we'll have a close look on Caribbean Crush. He has DRS, so he's within 1 second of Tuzmus.
Sorry, Woods V12. Woods V12. Have a look at him. He's making the move on Twist Royalty now into that hairpin, and right behind them as well as they go side by side. Woods V12 does get through. The Renaults behind them are also side by side into the hairpin. Danny Railton is trying to make the move, but they're still side by side. So two fantastic battles going on here for 4th place and for 6th place.
Oh yeah,
I need to cut through right now here. Twist Royalty is pushing hard to pass Woods V7, but now he's pulling away from him.
Oh, Woods just had a massive moment though. That's going to compromise him. Here comes Twist Royalty heading into the final corner. But turn 1, it's not really a place you can overtake unless you get a fantastic exit, which Twist Royalty has done. DRS wide open. This is going to be an opportunity to make the move up the inside. But is Woods V7 even going to defend it? No, he doesn't, but as I say, it's not an easy one to make the move as Twist Royalty doesn't go for it, but slightly behind Yuzi, he's back ahead of Daniel Railton, so those two still fighting it out tooth and nail. And while all this is going on, Curly Whirly's just cruising out at the front, but not opening up a gap because Tuzmus is now catching up to Curly Whirly.
Ooh, he must be sweating his hands on his wheel at the moment because he knows Tuzmus is strategy-wise at the better hand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Tuzmus is in the driving seat at the moment. The question is going to be, is Curly Whirly and Caribbean Crush going to have to go for a 2-stop? If they are, it's race on. Tuzmus has got a chance.
Oh yes. So this lap we are looking at, well, maybe two pit stop at the same time at the front. You know, Caribbean Crush and Curly Whirly at the same time. So it's going to be exciting.
Okay, lap 6, and it seems nobody's pitting in this lap.
Woods V12 and Twist Royalty ever so close again. I'd definitely keep an eye on those two at the moment, guys, and I will give you a shout if anything's happening with the lead-in 3. So yeah, focus on that battle for 4th place at the moment.
Woods. I'm on Woods right now.
As I say that, sorry, Caribbean Crush has just pitted. Don't worry about it. Keep an eye on that battle. But Caribbean Crush is into the pits.
All right, I'm on Woods and Twist Royalty right now. Hang on to the straight. Twist Royalty is really close with his DRS wide open, looking for a long run into turn 1. He doesn't make a run, surprisingly. Maybe a bit of a different setup approach. Might be a bit of a reason.
We saw from the qualifying that Woods V7 was using a lower downforce setting with his car, and we realized that in the straight line for turn 12, he hits the maximum top speed of 342, which is a really excessive top speed for this circuit, I guess.
Wow.
So most probably he's using a lower downforce with lower right wing, and he's gaining his advantage in these straight lines.
Wow, that's a really keen eye you have on the matter. It's really good that you noticed it at the moment. Oh, there he goes for a move down onto the hairpin. They touch a bit, but it's not enough to crash anyone out. There's a bit of lag involved, which makes anything a bit harder, and the Williams is now ahead at this moment.
This was eventually gonna happen because this general pattern of the circuit favors higher downforce rather than lower downforce. So when it comes to driving carefully and stably, yeah, and they are pitting right now.
Yes. And it's also for myself, I remember a race I did once in Austria, and the driver in front of me had a bit of a lower downforce setup, and I would be really a lot faster in the corners, but I just couldn't get a run on these straights, and it would drive me nuts. And then you have to keep a clear head and keep focused.
Okay, Toosmoose. So guys, Toosmoose is really close to Curly Whirly now. I have got information about Caribbean Crush, but I don't want to mention it yet. I want to wait until Curly Whirly's making his pit stop, which I'm thinking he's got to be very soon, but Toosmoose is within DRS range.
Oh yes, we're on Toosmoose and Curly Whirly right now. Well, I'm sure Curly Whirly is looking in his mirrors to counter any attack that is coming his way, but the Red Bull must be looking more frightening every lap that he comes closer.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, some information about Caribbean Crush. He's on the back of Danny Railton now, and U.S.A. Is he close? He might be close enough to make a move here into the hairpin, and he needs to make the move. He is going for the move, so that's one Renault dispatched on a brand new set of tyres. But it's Curly Whirly heading into the pits yet, not just yet, but yeah, Caribbean Crush is making moves that he needs to make, otherwise he's going to lose time. Curly Whirly still does not pit, so yeah, keep an eye on that battle with Caribbean Crush at the moment, because I think he's going to dispatch that. Actually, no. Yes. I don't know.
Yes.
Is Toosmoose going to make a move? Toosmoose is going to make a move into turn 1, so come and have a look at this instead. Oh. He is making the move up the inside. I know I should have said come and have a look at this, but I thought it won't happen.
I was just going through Caribbean Crush because he was in the middle of two cars, and I didn't expect Toosmoose being on Curly Whirly this soon. So I'll just switch to Toosmoose on turn 1 basically. But yeah, well done for Toosmoose. Curly must up his pace now.
Well, Curly Whirly, he's going long on these tyres. Sertac, if you want to have a look at the race director and just have a look at his lap times and see if you can work out how much time how much slower he's going on these last few laps, because I think he's potentially compromising himself here.
Yeah, 3 laps. In 3 laps, he's losing about 1 second lower or higher in 2 or 3 tenths of lap. But in last lap, in 8th lap, he made 1 point for the 1, which is a really bad time for super soft tires, I guess.
It really is. I think he's trying to stretch this out to do a 1-stop. Twist Royalty and Woods V12, after making their pit stops, are still battling, and a move is about to happen as they go side by side down towards turn 12, and Twist Royalty has been passed by Woods. Interestingly though, Woods is on the super soft tyre, Twist Royalty is on the soft compound tyre, so different strategies for both of those guys.
So let's see who put it so far. Caribbean Crush, Woods B7, Twist Royalty, Gong, Lord JB13, and Tyler.
Curly Whirly. He's just exiting the pits now. Is it going to be close between himself and Caribbean Crush? No, because Caribbean Crush has undercut him on a set of super soft tyres, and Curly Whirly is on the medium compound tyres, which means Curly Whirly, is he going to try and do 18 laps on these and go to the end? Maybe, but at the moment, Caribbean Crush is ahead of him.
Oh, well, if you do 9 laps plus quali on a super soft tyres, then 18 on the medium might be doable, I guess.
Well, what we need to keep an eye on now then is Well, let's see. I mean, Caribbean Crush, he's got a pit stop to do. Sorry to have cut you off there, Sir Tack, as well, when you were going through about the guys who pitted. Caribbean Crush is, what, 17.5 seconds off the leader at the moment, but he's got another pit stop to do. Toosmoose has got one pit stop to do, which I don't think he'll be making for another 2 or 3 laps. So Caribbean Crush needs to get this gap down to about, well, let's see. Toosmoose is going to pit before him, and he's going to come out about 5-6 seconds behind him, and Caribbean Crush needs the gap between himself and Toosmoose to be about 8-9 seconds, I believe.
So guys, are there any battles at the moment on track we can watch? Because in the front at the moment is kind of split up.
Yeah, Twist Royalty is trying to push Woods V7, but it seems that Woods 7 is...
Sorry, going to cut you off. Danny Railton and Drew, they were side by side. A little bit of contact. It's now created a bit of a gap there. Sorry to cut you off again, Sir Attack. But yeah, as you were looking at that battle, I was looking a little further down, and a little bit of contact between the two drivers, and now Danny Railton is pulling away.
Alright.
No, it's not different from that too, because Woods V7 seems to be a little bit comfortable against Twist Royalty with super soft tires, and now first sector and these tricky curves, he seems to be faster, but we'll see later stages. Because we already know that is the Woods V7 using lower downforce setup, and with you know, as tires growing some wear, we'll see whether it's gonna have some trouble or not.
Yeah, Woods has also got another pit stop to do, I believe, because he's not getting these super soft tyres all the way to the end of the race. Okay, information for you. Caribbean Crush is 15 seconds behind Toosmoose. Curly Whirly is 2 seconds behind Caribbean Crush. I mean, Curly Whirly's in a very good position here, because when Toosmoose makes his stop, Curly Whirly's going to be ahead of him, and I don't think Curly Whirly's going to be stopping again. So this could be another Japan, you know, Bleedingsunrise, where it's getting a little spread out.
But what's his speeding right now, and he's taking medium compounds, and he's leaving the pits. Yeah, in third place, I guess. Yeah.
That comes out right behind Curly Whirly, which, as I said, I mean, these two, it's now, I believe, a fight to the end, and Toosmoose has got the better tyres, and he's shown he's been pretty quick around here. So now it's down to Caribbean Crush. Can he pull away? Can he make enough of a gap? But I mean, Bleedingsunrise, if he's used super soft, he's got to be going to the soft tyres next, surely. So he'll still be on the faster compound tyre.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to the end of the race, because I mean it's kind of interesting, because I think Curly Whirly did the softer option with one stop more last week, and now it's the other way around.
Yeah, but how many laps does he need to pull away from those guys before wearing those tires off?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? How long are those tyres going to last? I mean, if they're brand new, possibly 10 laps. If they're not brand new, not 10 laps. Okay, some information. While you keep an eye on that battle up at the front, just some information for you. Yuzi in 4th place is being caught by Woods in 5th place, who's bringing along Twist Royalty in 6th place. Danny Railton's fallen away at the moment, but yeah, so we've got a battle for the lead, and we've got a battle for 4th place right now.
So at this time I'm watching Curly Whirly and Toosmoose going on the start-finish straight, and they are really close together. Well, unfortunately the camera when on start-finish straight it goes to the front wing, but he's going on an attack. I can see it. He's going on the inside. He shoves Curly Whirly off the track, and I'm sure Curly Whirly is now saying not so nice words into his helmet at the moment to his engineer, who is trying to calm him down at this moment. He needs to keep his head cool and just chase after Toosmoose to have a chance and win this race.
Okay, go on.
Another one-stop strategy guy U.S.A. is going from pit right now in medium compounds in 7th place.
Yep, that's exactly what I was about to mention. U.S.A. was leading that battle for 4th place, but yes, he has dived into the pits, put on a set of medium compound tyres. I'm just going to check if that's his 2nd stop. No, it is his 1st, so it is a 1-stop for U.S.A. He's now on the medium compound tyre, and Drew, on his medium compound tyres, hasn't stopped yet, and he's got Gonk and Lord JB who are trying to catch him, but Lord JB is back into the pits, having pitted early on for repairing his front wing. Okay, so Woods V12 is now under attack by Twist Royalty. So while you're keeping an eye on that battle at the front, there's also this battle that is going to happen, I think, because it's interesting. Woods V12 is on the super soft tyre, and he managed to get past Twist Royalty and pull away. But now Twist Royalty is just reeling him back in. I don't know if he's going to be close enough to attack down into turn 1. I mean, how are those guys up at the front doing?
They are pretty close together, but not too close. Actually, the
Twist Royalty is going to make the move. Twist Royalty is going to make the move. Well, I thought he was. He was right behind Woods on the exit of the corner, and then down the straight, Woods has just left him behind.
Well, I think on previous battles that he had, he also struggled to pass anything really on the straight. And now on my screen, he's switching between soft and super soft tires as he drives. The colors are just flickering around. That's kind of interesting strategy.
Yeah, really interesting, because it's his only chance to pass the corners, and especially the first sector, I guess. And it's a little bit related with driving skills too, because those three corners are not really suitable for overtaking. But if he finds a good racing line, why not?
Oh yes, his chance might come up now. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, he's going in for attack. He has got DRS. Does he make it stick now? He's really close. He's coming on to the really shorty. Yes, he must just outbrake it. They touch just a little bit, but he makes it stick and doesn't make a mess about it. Sorry, carry on.
By the way, guys, what do you think about turn 19? Yeah, that turn. That's tricky, and that's, you know...
It's really awkward.
Yeah.
I always lock up and mess up my tires, basically.
America's one of those tracks where I like every corner apart from about 22 of them. No, I love this track, but I've always said this is a racetrack that is much nicer to drive in the opposite direction. People might get bored of me saying that, but it is so true. This track just flows so much better in the opposite direction. And I actually think it would give more opportunity for overtaking, because you've got turn 1 you can overtake at, but it's a risk. It's a really big risk. The rest of sector 1, you're not really making the move unless you're on a completely different compounder tyre. You got then the hairpin to make another move and onto the back straight, where you can have another go at a move, and then it's difficult again until turn 1. So, yeah. It's an interesting track, it's a difficult track, but someone who's absolutely loving it at the moment is Moose, because not only is he past Curly Whirly a few laps ago, he's now right on the back of Caribbean Crush, and Caribbean Crush has got another pit stop to do. So the gap that Caribbean Crush needed, it's not there.
Nope. It's not looking too well for a race win. Well, it does look well for maybe for a podium, but yeah, for the win it might be become a bit tricky.
And the last 8 laps will be really interesting, as we see, as we foresee.
Definitely will.
Now, yes, he's pitting right now.
Just going to cut you off a second. Woods V12 is very close to being passed again, but keep an eye on that battle up at the front.
Every time, yeah, I think you have a really serious battle, and then I switch, and then oh, look at the front. Oh, I'm going back.
Well, let's see.
Flash just fitted soft tires, and he is exiting from pit lane in 5th place. Yeah, go on, guys.
So what is the gap now from Caribbean Crush to the leader? What is the gap that he does need to keep?
We won't know what the gap is until he gets through sector 1.
Oh, right.
He's got 2 problems. He's going to be about 20 seconds behind, and he's got Woods V12 and Twist Royalty right ahead of him. So you might want to have a look now, Woods V12 and Twist Royalty, because Caribbean Crush is right on the back of him, and he's going to need to get past both of them very quickly. But 18 seconds behind, 12 laps. That's not going to happen.
No. It might come in handy for some fancy racing on television, but for the win it might be a long shot.
Yeah, it really needs a miracle. But we'll see.
He needs a Christmas miracle, that's what he needs.
So, DP, I asked the question, Surtech had a guess. Oh, there Woods is going on for an attack.
Yeah, Woods,
yeah, well, he's not done with his attack because Twist Royalty is still on his inside. Twist Royalty just cuts back. No, Woods doesn't let go. They go on to the next corner while Caribbean Crush is having a look who goes really wide. And
Crush pulled away from the circuit, and now, okay, he just did able to compromise it. Okay.
Yeah, everybody did really well at defending, so no positions were swapped.
It's about, I think it might change now though, because I mean this is hurting Caribbean Crush. Okay, he's gained a second on the leader, or half a second on the leader, but it's not enough. He's got to make moves now, and he's going to attack Woods, but Woods has got DRS as well. But Caribbean Crush, no, he thought about it, but he's going to be stuck now, potentially for another half a lap.
Who is going to the outside? He's going... No. He was having a look, but he had a second guess to not do it and keep his wheels and front wing on his car. In the meantime, DP, do you still have a guess on the question of the day?
I was going to get you to shout out question of the day again, but you might want to hang on a moment because this is feisty.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I'm watching at Woods at the moment, who is in the middle of a sandwich between Williams, the Ferrari of himself, and the Mercedes, who is going on an epic attack now onto the hairpin. Let me see what happens. They're going 3 wide.
7 and Caribbean Crush just
lovely.
Pulled away from Twist Royalty, and lovely move forward from Waterton. Caribbean Crush and Woods P7. Just like in 2000 with Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher in Spa. Yeah, most likely.
Good stuff there. A very important move for Caribbean Crush as well. But that's cost him a little bit of time. He's now got, what, 10, 11 laps? And he's 17 seconds behind. Yeah, his only hope is if the leaders start fighting, but I still don't think that's going to help him enough. Information about the leaders is Curly Whirly is just over a second behind Two's Moose at the moment. I will run through the grid order for you in a moment as well. If you want to quickly ask question of the day again.
I will. Christmas is a holiday celebrated by many people around the world, but actually it was illegal in the U.S.A. until some time ago. It was referred to as an ancient pagan holiday. That's why it was illegal. So, at what year did Christmas become legal in the United States?
Okay, for anyone that wants to have a guess at this, you can just put your answers on the YouTube chat. But I've got a feeling it's a bit of a trick question, a little bit like in England, mince pies are illegal. I've got a feeling that the law has never technically been lifted.
Right.
So I think it's still illegal to have Christmas in America, but people do it anyway because it's not a law anyone's going to enforce. Twist Royalty is attacking Woods V12.
Yeah, they touched just a bit, but nothing too much. Just a bit of a boxing match with still the gloves on. Nothing too offensive at this time, but a lovely move done by the Williams driver.
Yeah, and we saw this kind of move from Twist Royalty in this race a lot until this very lap 18. But we'll see. I really wonder that Woods P7 or just he pitted now.
Yes.
Able to pass again, but yeah.
I was about to mention about Woods V12. He's done super soft, and he's doing his pit stop now. Where he comes out could be interesting, so keep an eye on that,
Yes.
Sir Tang. And if you want Bleeding Sunrise, give me a shout when. Or also, you might want to have a quick look at Gonk as well. But when you want, give me a shout and I'll go through the order.
Yes, I'm just looking at Woods V7 now, going out of the pit. A bit of in traffic, he's just got a Renault in front, so I will go to
6th place.
Gonk.
Yeah, Gonk's making a move on Drew, but Drew, unfortunately, it looks like he's got a little bit of lag. Yeah, Gonk's been catching him for the last few laps and needs to really make that move as Twist Royalty. I keep saying Twist Royalty, it's not, it's Drew, isn't it? It's almost as if both Williams drivers just seem to have a lot of lag.
They crashed.
As that ends in a big crash.
Oh, he still got his front wing, but it's really unfortunate.
Seems okay with his front wing, but it may be, something tweaked with, the display. But it seems that he's okay with his front wing. Yeah.
Well, some information for you. Caribbean Crush, now that he's got a little bit of clean air, he's not really catching up to the leaders. The gap's still 17.5 seconds. So yeah, I think for Caribbean Crush, the two-stop strategy not working for him here at all, I'm afraid.
Right. Do we have any battles at this moment? People who are kind of close together before we can run through the standings at this time?
Nope. There's not any battle right now.
Well, there is about to be, because Woods V12, who's just made his pit stop, is catching up to the back of U.S.A quite quickly. So that's going to establish itself within the next lap. So they might want to keep an eye on that one. See, Danny Railton's in a little bit of space, and Drew and Gonk are quite spaced out a bit now as well. And Lord JB, unfortunately, a little bit further back. So yeah, closest battle at the moment is Woods V12 and U.S.A, along with Curly Whirly in second place, who's a second and a half off the leader Tuzmu. So I'll keep an eye on that while you keep an eye on Woods V12.
Alright. Would you mind running through the standings where everybody is?
Gonk, 721.
I've got to cut you off. Woods is attacking now on the Renault. Totally lost. What's his name is? They're going onto the straight now and see if they can attack DRS wide open, going for the top speed that he can get, and well, I think it's quite comfortable in the end. No, they're getting quite feisty. They touch for just a little bit, but on the soft, superior, fresh tires, it was quite a comfortable battle for Woods at this time. But well, the Renault still isn't giving up, but it's a battle that has been fought.
Okay, grid order or running order for you right now. Tuzmu's leading the way on a set of medium tyres, done the one pit stop. Curly Whirly also on the medium tyres, also one pit stop. Caribbean Crush 17 seconds behind them, 2 pit stops now on the soft compound tyres in third. Twist Royalty is in fourth, and now Woods V12 is going to try and hunt him down, but Twist Royalty is in the pits. U.S.A is in 6th place, Danny Railton 7th place, Drew is in 8th, and Lord JB is now 9th, with Gonk having DNF'd. Tyler also a DNF, Box a DNF, Ardington and the OG Dragon as well. So quite a few DNFs, but Australia, I nearly said. America can be quite a high attrition rate. It's a very tough, challenging, exhausting circuit. And something that the leaders are going to have to keep an eye out for as well is they are now catching up to the back of Lord JB. So he's going to have to be aware that they are catching him, and he should be, because it's his teammate that is closing in on him, Tuzmus in the Red Bull.
I'm now watching Twist Royalty, who just came out of the pits on new super soft tires. He kind of did a reverse strategy, I guess, and he's looking to attack the Ferrari, which I think it's Woods. He doesn't make the move stick. He has a bit of a higher downforce rate, so it's not as easy for him to make the move.
Okay,
the interesting point is
I'm going to have to cut you off 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to cut you off. Curly Whirly is right on the rear end of Tuzmus now. He's been within the DRS range for the last few laps, but he is now within half a second of him. This is now fight on for the victory. Sertak, carry on.
Yeah, when I compare the lap times of Woods V7 and Twist Royalty, it seems that with harder compounds, with soft compounds actually, Twist Royalty got a little bit faster lap times than Woods V7, because Woods V7 is in super soft until lap 18, and he's got 141s, 141.9, 142.5, but the same lap times came from Twist Royalty with soft compounds. So it may be a clear evidence for this track that you really need a higher downforce in order to be in from there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting your strategy right, getting your setup right, it's all crucial. I mean, look at Caribbean Crush. We know he's fast, but his strategy today has just completely backfired on him.
Oh man, I'm watching we're watching the front battle, and it's exhilarating to watch, seeing a Curly Whirly just going on this fight, well, to the death basically, till the end of the race. And there was a teammate from Tuzmus a bit of interfering on the straight, but he got quite out of the way just in time, and he even helped his teammate out by giving him DRS as a back marker. So that was a nice gesture from him.
That it was. Caribbean Crush is now
that place, and he's pulling away from front row because the time gap is more than 18 seconds.
Yeah, he's losing time now on the leaders unless he's just had one poor lap. Twist Royalty, let's see how far behind Twist Royalty. Yeah, I don't think Twist Royalty is going to catch up to Caribbean Crush, and I don't think Woods is going to catch up to Twist Royalty now with that difference of compounds. So field a little bit spread out. So yeah, best battle at the moment is that battle for the lead.
It's the best, it's the most epic fight we've seen all day, with 5 laps to go. This is it doesn't get more exciting than this.
Well, is Curly Whirly has he been pacing himself for a number of laps and saving fuel, looking after his tyres? Because he's been on these tyres a lot longer than Tuzmus.
Yes. Yeah, he might have been. I mean, if you think about it, you want to have tyres in the end that you are able to attack, and you don't have to worry about, am I going to make it on these tyres? So it might happen, and it might be a question we can ask during press conference.
That is very, very true. We will have a podium interview. That's if these guys get onto the podium, because anything can still happen. But yeah, I mean, Curly Whirly looks like he's trying to line up and work out where he's going to be able to gain on Tuzmus. I think Caribbean Crush has realised, you know what, I'm not going to catch him. Let's just get to the end.
In Sector 1, Curly Whirly lost a couple of tenths to Tuzmus, because as we see, we're approaching the end of Sector 2. He is a little bit ahead of the regular gap. I'm talking about Tuzmus, the leader.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be dirty air, it could be tyre wear, it could be him looking after a little bit of fuel, and fuel saving is something, if I remember rightly, something you have to do quite a lot of around this track. But you can benefit, especially in that first sector, from saving a bit of fuel through there. Just having a quick look further down the grid. I'm trying to see if Lord JB is catching up to Drew. I think he might be. There was still about 15 seconds between them. So battle is still this battle for the lead. And it's an interesting situation for Tuzmus, because we've not seen him in this situation before, leading the race and being under this kind of pressure. And he is under pressure.
Managing pressure both in front and back is something with being good driver or not, I guess.
Yeah, it's
there's only one way to get experience, and that's to do it.
well, we talked about it before. It's kind of the point of series reserves, and sometimes even the series or championship drivers get in the mix to see how the reserve drivers stack up and deal with some real competition. And I mean, you can be fast, you can win races on pace, but if you can't keep your head down when stuff gets warm, you're gonna have a hard time in some races.
That is true. I tell you, Curly Whirly has got a fantastic opportunity right now. He's had a good exit out of the first of the hairpins. Well, it's actually the second one on the track. DRS wide open. Here we go then. He's going to go to the inside, and he does. Tuzmus knows that he's going to have to fight this one back on the exit of the corner. But can he? He's got the better tyres. He is going to try and fight it back, but Curly Whirly is already ahead. But now, Tuzmus, what are you going to do? As we've just been talking about the pressure, how are you going to react now to losing the lead of the race? Oh, Curly Whirly's run a little bit wide. And Tuzmus goes for the move, but Curly Whirly sneaks back through. That's how they're going to cope with it. They're going to swap positions twice in one corner.
It was a greedy move, I think.
A greedy move.
So it's now on the hands of Tuzmus to navigate through. Also a bit of traffic. Let's hope the marshals with the blue flags are handing them out today to not interfere with our leading pair of cars.
The car ahead of them is a ghosted car, so that's nicely out of the way. But Tuzmus is carrying so much more speed into sector one, he has to back out of it. That was going to end in disaster. Carried so much more speed there, and we heard the noise that Bleeding Sunrise now makes when things get close.
Oh, I'm living this race, and I'm terribly sorry for all my guttural voices.
Here we go. Tuzmus is going to have a look up the inside into the hairpin, but has he just gifted Curly Whirly DRS? Curly Whirly goes for the switchback. He's already back ahead. But is Tuzmus going to have DRS? Yes, he is. So he is going to be able to fight it into the hairpin.
I don't know where to watch it anymore. It's so exciting.
Side by side, and Tuzmus retakes the lead of the race. But what's Curly Whirly got on the exit? Tries a little bit of a switchback, doesn't quite work. Might try another switchback, and that's what these corners can lead into, multiple switchbacks. Look up the inside. No, he goes for a very wide line, but a little bit off track maybe. But that gives Tuzmus a little bit of a breather. Well, we asked how they were going to cope with the pressure. I'd say they're coping very, very well at the moment.
Oh yes, we still got 2 laps to go at this moment, so we got 2 DRS straights, and I guess like 3 opportunities to make one move stick and stick it well.
I don't know who's going to win this one.
Tuzmus says it 2 warnings penalty. Okay, not time penalty, sorry guys.
Ooh.
I was wondering that this track is really strict and harsh when it comes to cutting corners and using curbs. So these kinds of battles may cause some problems to the drivers when passing and using a different kind of racing line.
It definitely could. Okay, car ahead of these guys now. I'm wondering if that's Twist Royalty.
Oh, he's going for a move. Curly is going for a move, and he takes it onto the straight. But Tuzmus might have a bit of exit, and he fights. And they might do a Vettel Weber here. They almost touch on the straight.
Curly Whirly is ahead. Tuzmus having a look, but yeah, these guys are in a little bit of a difficult situation now because they're beginning to catch up to Drew. And as we know, Drew's car has been lagging quite badly in this race, unfortunately. And obviously what we don't want is for... Oh, Tuzmus having a look! Very nearly lost his front wing. But yeah, what we don't want is for these guys' race to be affected, or anyone's race to be affected really by a lagging car. So I'm just hoping that Drew, for example, sees that these guys are beginning to catch up to them and just sort of gets well out of the way in a blue flag situation. But they are about to start the last lap of the race. So
we said it during the race. At some point of the race, the drivers were kind of far apart from each other, and Well, in the end, it all came together just beautifully.
It did. Okay, keep an eye on that battle.
Oh,
Caribbean
yes.
Crush still sitting in third. Twist Royalties in fourth. Woods V12 is beginning to close that gap in a little bit now, but he hasn't got enough time, I don't think. U.S.A is in sixth place. He's got a nice gap to his teammate Danny Railton seventh. And then we've got Drew in eighth and Lord JB in ninth. But obviously we're interested to see what's going to happen with Twos Moose and Curly Whirly here. This is going to be their last opportunities to make any moves.
So the main question is it going to be nasty like in Japan last week, where we talked about it a lot out of at the end of the race? There we go, going up on the final straight of the race. Toosmus is going for an attack. He's got DRS, he's got more top speed. Curly Whirly is trying to fight back. He got the inside line. They touch, they keep each other alive. Toosmus is still on the inside. They touch, they are fighting now with their gloves, not on their hands. Toosmus is now in front, but oh man, I can't even pronounce what I'm seeing on screen.
Curly Whirly sneaks ahead though. That's going to have annoyed Toosmus. He may have one last opportunity, but it's going to be a risky move, and it's going to be into the penultimate corner. No, he's not going to be close enough. Is he going to try anything into the last corner? I don't think he can.
No. Well, all I can do is a round of applause. Let's see if any penalties do. Nah, Curly Whirly still wins the race. 3/10 behind. We've got Toosmus. And let's see where we have the other drivers. Curly Whirly in third position. Now his strategy didn't work out as he expected, but still on the podium. So we can ask anything we want to him in just a minute.
Yeah. Twist Royalty and Woods V12, they're close but not close enough for a position change unless there's penalties involved. So it looks like Twist Royalty is going to cross the line in fourth place, but Woods V7 is catching him quickly. And apologies for calling him Woods V12, that's what his PSN name used to be. U.S.A coming into the last couple of corners now, sixth place for him.
Alright, I'm trying to switch between the drivers who are still racing. I'm now with Danny Railton. I just saw the Renault in front of him. Danny Railton in seventh now. He got a podium last week, which was really special for him. So now P7, a decent result for him.
So just looking at it, Toosmus did have a 3-second penalty. So even if he'd have finished in the lead, unfortunately he would have lost that lead through the time penalty. He may have had a little bit more than a 3-second penalty as well. Just having a look to see, yeah, he did. Unfortunately, just having a look to see if Curly Whirly had any. Doesn't look like he did, but we can confirm that when we have the final race result.
Oh, Drew crashes or has lag, or he's all over the place at this moment.
Yeah, I think we'll be having a chat with Drew about his connection after this race. Just want to quickly remind both of you guys to take a screenshot of the result, top half and bottom half for us, please. But yeah, I mean, what a race we had. The first half of the race was phenomenal, with quite a few different battles going on, and then watching that play out at the end. And I mean, if there's any World Championship or World Series drivers that have been watching yesterday and today and trying to work out what strategy to go for, I think it's going to be a little bit confusing for them, because the two-stop can be good and it can work, but from what we've seen yesterday and today, I don't think two-stop's something people are going to go for. But one stop takes a hell of a lot of tyre saving to make it work.
You know, for me personally, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I've never been too well on my tires, and it's going to be another challenge for me to make a one-stop work. So I'll have something to do over the weekend.
Yeah, well, in a moment we'll invite in the podium sitters, but just to add a little spice to it, I mean, it's going to be interesting having Curly Whirly and Caribbean Crush on the podium there, but also, I mean, Toosmus, hearing what Toosmus has to say about that one. I mean, it's unfortunate with his time penalties he would have lost the lead again. So just to confirm, the top three, it was Curly Whirly, Toosmus and Caribbean Crush, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And if you want to give a quick shout out again for your question of the day, and
I
also
will
get the drivers to give it a go when they come in.
All right. So the question of the day was about Christmas. Christmas is a holiday which is a festive thing all over the world, but in the USA, Christmas was illegal until some time ago, because it was referred to as an ancient pagan holiday. At what year did Christmas become legal in the United States of America?
Sertak was right with what he said, though. Usually, question of the day is sort of quite sort of jovial or cheeky, or and then today it's like proper deep.
Yeah, I made the question up, and for me, a bit of history is always kind of interesting. I mean, my question in Singapore was, how many islands does Singapore have? I always like to have a bit of a thinker. I mean, stuff you can't really guess, but which forces you to think about.
Yeah, well, as long as you haven't made up the answer as well.
No, I haven't made it up. I looked it up.
So then come in and say, hello, this is GP, I'm on commentary with you now as well. Can I have a guess at question of the day?
Oh, yes, certainly.
I'm going to guess the year Jesus was born.
Okay.
Well, hang on, you're getting into a whole different ball game here. Was he real?
Do we need to keep stuff light, guys? We need stuff light. It's Formula One. We don't want religious battles. We have too much already of it. Yeah. We have too much of that already.
Okay, Caribbean Crush has joined us in the commentary box, just waiting on Curly Whirly and Two's Moose as well. It'll be interesting to get comments from all of those guys, and if anybody watching the broadcast does have any questions that they would like us to put to the podium sitters, feel free to comment them on the YouTube channel. Now, Curly Whirly has joined us. We're just waiting for Two's Moose. So, guys, get yourselves a breather while we wait to see if Two's Moose is going to be able to come and join us, because it would be interesting to get his comments. But I was thinking, Bleeding Sunrise and Sertak, your thoughts about that race before we get on to the drivers. Your thoughts about how that race went and the overall sort of takeaway from that race there.
Well, for me, the overtaking was really clean from the drivers. I'm impressed with that one. Unfortunately, a lot of the overtaking was due to slipstream and DRS, but compliments from myself to clean racing, because it's easy to lock up on the really tight corner after the straight. So well done from that, but a really impressive battle in the end. We all enjoyed it very much, and we screamed and had all kinds of sounds on the broadcast streams. Well, talking about myself basically, but it was a really impressive race to watch, really fun, and strategy-wise also pretty interesting for next week. And you, Sertak, what are your thoughts?
Yes, this was my first commentary role in this race, World Series, and honestly, I really enjoyed it because I saw pretty much overtakes, and as you said, Bleeding Sunrise, really clean race, and drivers were really respectful, and especially the last laps, the battle between Curly Whirly and Tuzmuch was remarkable and fantastic, and both watching that battle and trying to commentate on them was really good and enjoyable for me.
Good. Okay, well, seeing as you mentioned that battle between Curly Whirly and Two's Moose, Bleeding Sunrise, would you like to kick off the podium interviews with Curly Whirly? Two's Moose hasn't joined us yet, but if he does, I shall let you know. But
all right.
If you want to crack on with some questions.
Oh yes, I will fire away.
Coated Curly Whirly.
I don't know where that comes from, but so Curly, welcome once again to the podium interview. Well done from the commentary team. We talked already a bit about the battle on the end of the race. We'll come through that, but starting at the front, I heard you said it was critical to get on the front row of the grid today. So how did you feel going into qualifying?
Yeah, qualifying pace was good in practice. Did a couple quick races beforehand, and yeah, I knew I had a shot of getting into the 35s. My quality lap was pretty incredible, if I say so myself. The first sector was easily the best I've driven through there, so um, I went for a third run at the end of the session, but couldn't beat my time. So yeah, that was great. Always planned on doing the one stop, so yeah, I just needed to get on that front row when Tuzmus did. I think it was a 36.9 on the softs. I was a little bit worried that he was going to come on the super softs, but I think after that second lap, it was pretty much over then.
Well, thanks. And from the start of the race, you were in front for quite some time, and you couldn't really pull away, and you got caught eventually. And Tusmus, I think he gained a bit of an advantage. In the end, you pulled back to him. Did you pace yourself differently during the race?
Yeah, I mean, I started with a lot less fuel. I think it took about 3 laps of fuel out. So the plan off the start was just to try and bolt away and pull a gap. And I managed to get out of the DRS for the first, sort of 6, 7 laps. But I was sort of hoping the cars behind me would battle,
Mhm.
but they didn't battle too much. I mean, Caribbean Crush and Tizmus were just sort of slipstreaming off of each other. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, the slipstream around here is massive. So I think I wasn't able to pull away, and then towards the end of that stint, obviously Tizmus on the soft tires was able to come back, and he got past me. Um, but then seeing that the Caribbean was on the two stop. Um, we managed to hold onto him during the middle stint, so yeah, the medium tires worked well. But yeah, I mean, through the whole sort of middle phase of the race, I was just fuel saving pretty much. I was running rich on the straights, but apart from that, it was lean everywhere else. And I knew that Tuzmus had penalties, so I wasn't too concerned.
Hmm.
But as I got closer to the end of the race, I thought maybe go for it on track.
Oh yeah, we talked about and we discussed a bit what your strategy towards fuel could be, and also about setup. And it's interesting to see what your comments on that were. And but I won't walk around it anymore. The final few laps of the race were remarkable. Well done. And how do you feel about the battle?
Yeah, I just want to say, huge props to Tuzmus. That was a lot of fun. That was a really phenomenal battle, so well done to him. There's not many drivers that you can go wheel to wheel like that through a final sector of the race and have both of you make it through. So
Hmm.
yeah, well done to him. But I think as the final stint went on, I was just outside for DRS of about 10 laps or so, and I was saving my fuel then, and I had enough to run rich at the end. So yeah, able to close up that gap. And then I'm not sure how he was on tire wear, but I felt as if my tire wear was probably a little better than his
Hmm.
overall, even though I stopped slightly earlier. So yeah, and then just the final couple of laps, lap 27, I was kind of trying to let him through, so I had the DRS on the last lap, but he
Hmm.
wasn't going for it. I think he was doing the same thing, so I didn't really want to be defending that back straight on the final lap, but it worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, really well done, and good to see some sportsmanships handing out to Tusmus. And do you feel this performance gives you a bit of a more of a shot to get a seat in the World Series?
I hope so.
Would you say yes immediately to a question in that direction?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for
I've
your
got
time.
I've got a couple of questions for him, if that's okay.
Yes.
I'll try and keep it short. Um, well done, Curly Willy. Okay, strategy. Was it always a one stop, or was you thinking about a two stop and switched and went into a bit of tyre saving mode on those super softs?
No, it was always the one stop tire saving from about lap in the first stint. So um, it was actually easier on the tires in the race than it was in practice. So yeah, it wasn't too much of a concern. I was able to actually push pretty hard towards the end of the race. So yeah, always one
Okay.
stop.
My last question to you. Do you have any idea how close Tuzmus was to writing you off on that last lap in Sector 1? or was it last? It was either the last lap or second to last lap, but he was behind you in sector 1. Do you have any idea how close to the rear end of your car that he got?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was almost pushing me through the S section at one point. So yeah, that was good. But you know, it's good with a driver like him because you know you can trust them to keep control of their car and to go wheel to wheel with them. So yeah, again, you know, huge props to him. It was great.
Okay. Sertak has joined us on commentary today. Do you have any questions for Curly Wurly?
Yeah, sure. I just want to wonder that because most of my questions was answered, and you guys asked those questions, and I really wondered that which kind of pressure was really hard to handle, being in front of being in back, while competing with Tuzmuts.
I think there's a while for sort of in the middle of the race that I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to be able to catch him up. But I think in the final laps, especially at a track like this, the DRS and the slipstream is so strong that you kind of want to be behind. So when we came down towards the back straight on the final lap, and I was ahead of him, I was thinking, I've lost this race. But yeah, I mean, just went defensive, was very late on the brakes, and then we battled it through. But I think it's you know, I knew that he had penalties, so it wasn't so much of an issue of well, I'm gonna come second, but I did want to do it on track. So I think in that situation it depends on the track, but I think it was a little bit easier when you're behind because you know you're gonna have that DRS and slipstream.
Yeah, and you know, while you're racing in front, you always have to check your side mirrors. Those errors. But I really congratulate you, mate, and both of you and Tuzmuts gave us a remarkable battle, especially in the very last laps of the race. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Okay, Bleeding Sunrise. I reckon we go then to Grilling Caribbean Crush, and we get Sertak to ask all the questions.
Ooh, yeah. Sertak, would you like to kick off? Sorry to drop it on you.
So we saw that you made 2 stops, and that made you know, the cost of the last pit stop was about 19 seconds ahead of the leader. Pardon, beyond of the leader. So what was wrong with your strategy? What do you think about it? And what did you make wrong about it?
I thought Kylie Wiley was doing a 2-stop as well because he's qualified on the super softs, so I wanted to match what he was doing and I could pass him on track. Then when he went on to mediums later on, I was a bit shocked, so I just had to make do with it. The setup wasn't great anyway, so didn't really have much pace anyway to make up the extra pit stop. So when I came out in third, I knew I had a big gap between the car behind, so I just, you know, just made sure I finished the race and that was it.
Oh yeah, I got it. Actually, I really, I just wondered issue that after your last stop, you seemed, you know, losing a couple of tenths and even seconds as you lapped through the race. And I remember that there was 16 or 17 seconds of gap between leader, and after 2 or 3 laps of that gap raised to 19 seconds. Was there a problem with your car or something wrong with anything?
Yeah, the setup was terrible through the high-speed corners, so couldn't really make the inroads I wanted to, so I knew I wasn't going to catch them, so just made sure I finished the race.
Anyway, it was a really good race, you know, in terms of, you know, fighting in the first beginning of the race. So I congratulate you, mate, too.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, just to touch on that, I was going to say a couple of points of the race from yourself, Caribbean Crush, that I thought were very interesting. Was in that first stint, you managed to get ahead of Moose, and you must have thought at that point, right, come on, let's get after Curly Whirly. But all of a sudden, Moose is coming back at you and retakes the place, if I've remembered that correctly. I'm guessing that was a very frustrating turn of the race.
Yeah, couldn't pull away from Moose because of my problems with the high-speed corners in my setup, so I just let him pass me, really. I didn't put up a fight because I knew that he would catch up to Curly Whirly at the rate that he was catching me, so I thought I could just stay with him, but wasn't able to.
Okay, and touching on a slightly more positive note, when you did come out of the pits for your final stop, you had a little bit of clear track, and then all of a sudden you've got a Ferrari and a Williams banging heads as they're going around the track. Absolutely, like they were battling, Woods V12 and Twist Royalty battling throughout a lot of that race, and we caught a lot of their action, but not all of it, unfortunately. But when you caught up to them, there was some beautiful moves. I mean, talk us through that if you can. I mean, what it was like. Clear track, okay, it's not clear track, right, got to get past them.
Came out the pits, saw the Ferrari pushing the Williams across like the XS section, so I came out. I thought I'd get past them in the back straight. That didn't work, so I was pining for another half a lap. In the start-finish straight, thought I'd catch up to them again. Never worked, so I had to stay with them through another second half of the lap. And then on the back straight, the DRS straight, we went 3 wide for a brief moment. I think it was the Williams that kind of fell away when we were all braking into the corner. And me and the Ferrari stayed side by side for another corner or two. Came out in front and pulled away, and they had another stop to do, which left me lonely. So.
Aww. Well, there must have been a smile on your face after making the move, though.
No, because I always want to be at the front winning. So.
Fair enough.
Nah. If it was for the lead, then yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
BLEEDINGSUNRISE,
Yeah.
any questions?
Well, not really a question, but I want to end on a high note. Well, maybe the setup and the strategy didn't work out for you, but you've done some good fighting. We were amazed when you overtook 2 cars in like 1 or 2 corners. That was really good.
Yeah,
And,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And you know, you showed a lot of strong pace, especially in the beginning of the race. And well, better luck next time. It didn't work out today, but well done to you. I mean, you're on the podium, and that's always good. So keep your head up and on to the next race.
Cheers.
Okay, BLEEDINGSUNRISE, you know what's next, don't you?
The question of the day, I guess.
Yes.
Oh yes. So Curly Whirly. As you know, Christmas is a holiday celebrated in a lot of countries over the world, but at some point in history it was illegal in the United States because it was referred to as an ancient pagan holiday. My question is, at what year did Christmas become legal in the United States of America? No googling.
Really lost for words. That's a new one.
That's a question. That's a question out of left field, isn't it? I'm gonna say 1890.
Got it noted.
I was gonna say in the very beginning of 19th, or maybe 1905 or 3.
Okay. Caribbean Crush, what about you?
1856.
Ooh, that seems very specific. GP, what about you?
That was if I'm not on mute, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 30. Yeah, just 30.
30.
The year
okay?
30. All right.
You do realise that America wasn't around in the year 30. Well, it was around, but America as we know it was not around in the year 30.
I don't want to be right.
Okay, there have been a few guesses on YouTube. So I'll quickly just catch up with those. Let's see, we've got 666 AD, 1952. Let's see, what else have we got? There's that noise again I'll make. 1810, 1845. So yeah, quite a few guesses in there.
1905, I'd say.
Yeah, 1905 from you. We've had an 1890, an 1856, 30, and we've also had my guess, which was it's still illegal. So come on, BLEEDINGSUNRISE, put us out of our Christmas misery.
All right. So the furthest from the truth was the year 30. We got a few near ones. The near ones were 1810, 1845, and 1856. The answer is in 1836. So the one who was closest was 1845.
Ooh.
With 9 years difference.
That was U.S.A. 1985, who was in the race today. So a good guess from him. So well done to him. I just want to quickly mention before we do sign off, for anyone that's been watching is interested in joining the Front Row Racing Leagues and wants to know how to do so, come and find the Front Row Racing on Facebook and drop us a message, and we can respond to you there. There's also the Project Car side of things, although we are still looking for admins on the Project Car side of things. But you can contact us on the Front Row Racing Project Cars PlayStation Network community, or once again on the Front Row Racing Facebook page. Okay, BLEEDINGSUNRISE. Over to you for final thoughts, and if you need me to remind the viewers of when the next events are, I can do that for you.
All right. So thank you everybody for tuning in today to Front Row Racing. Our next events are I think this Friday and Sunday with Project Cars. And oh no, what? No,
no.
I thought it was actually.
We'll add that to your number of errors today. It's all right.
Scrap that. Our next event is Formula One, the World Championship.
Yeah.
Next week on Wednesday, and the World Series on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday, indeed, next week. So those are the top leagues that we have with assisted and non-assisted racing.
Yeah, so, I will say I am winding up BLEEDINGSUNRISE by mentioning the errors. I mean, to be fair, somebody did say on YouTube, tell him that he's put 2017 again to wind him up, and I thought, no, I'm not going to put him through that.
I did that? So, no, I did not do that. I checked.
well, that's the reason why somebody wanted me to say it to you, so you would sit there and go, did I? Oh no! And
no, I did not do it. I know for sure. It happened to me once, and it will not happen again. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, next time he just needs to make sure that when he says, okay, question of the day, he doesn't turn the game off, but and then the broadcast, well, there we go.
Yeah, we'll discuss that after this, yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, for anyone that's watching and wants to know sort of what Front Row Racing is doing, we have been trying out different people on commentary, and we've been trying a few people on broadcasting, and when some people like, for example, BLEEDINGSUNRISE has been pretty good on commentary, given the opportunity to do broadcasting, and we know that there may be some things that happen, some are uncontrollable, and mistakes are made. We expect that, and it's all a part of a learning process, and that's one of the reasons why, for example, like GP's there in the background, is there for emergencies, and also I was due to be today. Unfortunately, I ended up having to take a seat in the conference box, but there we go. But no, BLEEDINGSUNRISE doing a good job, so I'd just say well done to yourself, BLEEDINGSUNRISE, and
Thank
to Sir Tepe. And you are right, the next events are next Wednesday and Thursday for the World Championship World Series, 7:25 p.m. Because Project Cars is in its off-season now, so there's no scheduled events on Friday or Sunday. Okay, I think that's just about time to say goodbye.
All right. Thanks for the summary. Thank you Sir Tech for joining in today. Thank you, Dave, for every commentary today, and I wish you all a good night.
Yeah, thank you too, guys.